Hey guys, welcome to my top 10 video game franchises. A franchise is a series, and all these games on this list are all my opinion. So if you see a game on here that you wouldn't necessarily put on here, well, that's just my opinion. So here's my number 10. Number 10 on my list is a PlayStation franchise called Crash Bandicoot. I love the whole entire series, even the racing ones. The series originally came out on the PlayStation 1 and made its way up to the PlayStation 2. And even on some of the portable games, like the DS. Yeah, it's a Sony franchise, whatever. Nintendo has some of it. Even Xbox has its own Crash Bandicoot game. But we all know the original Crash Bandicoot. The good Crash Bandicoot games were all on the PlayStation consoles. And I remember growing up playing this game. I remember rebuying the game as like 2 years ago. And I remember failing at the game, and I remember raging at the game completely. But to be honest, I never actually beat a Crash Bandicoot game. Yeah, my mom would play the whole game, and I would just go back and beat some of the bosses, but I never really beat the game from beginning to end. But this was definitely my favorite game overall on my PlayStation 1 while growing up, and I'll never forget this game, and that's why it's number 10. Number 9 on my list is a Nintendo franchise called Mario Kart. I'm sure you've all played it. I never really got into the game until the Nintendo 64 came out. It's really hard even now, but I love it. I'd say the one I played the most was on the DS. And my favorite part about the DS version was the balloon battles. Yes, they were in all of them, but I always had the most fun on the DS version. And I have beaten the game, actually, pretty much all of them. I remember Double Dash is the one I probably played the most, and of course the DS. I like the DS version probably slightly better because of the maps and characters and stuff. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but besides that, I liked playing on the 100cc, which was the middle difficulty per se. Even now I play the 150cc, but I had more of an enjoyable time on the 100cc, and I remember this game from when I was growing up, playing it a long time ago and now, and I will still play it no matter what, and I love this game, and that's why it's number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list is a game called Assassin's Creed. I love the whole entire series. I've actually only beat Brotherhood, but I own every single one. Honestly, I have to say this is my favorite stealth game, but I saw the game Thief just came out, and it looks pretty awesome, so I'm thinking about getting that. But that's not the point. The point is, I love the story of every single Assassin's Creed, and the thing that I probably like the most about it is that it's such an open world, and you have all these different weapons, and you can kill everybody with those weapons in any style that you'd like. Like, you could air assassinate somebody, you can kill somebody from the behind, you can kill somebody while you're in a haystack or something. It's a really cool stealth parkour game, and I really love that game. I don't know if it'd be cooler first person, but I don't have a problem with it being in third person. The little minor thing that I like about the game is that you can customize like how you look, if you know what I mean. If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. You can also customize your weapons and the black flag. I can't remember if you could in the other ones, but I remember it was really fun, and the DLC is always awesome, and I really love the game. And each game never disappoints me, and that's why it's number 8 on my list. Number 7 on my list is a game series called Infamous. It's a PlayStation franchise. It's probably my favorite PlayStation franchise besides Crash Bandicoot. I really love the game. The story is kind of difficult to explain in a certain amount of time, so I'm just going to cut it short and say it's about this really cool guy who was normal. Then there was this radiation crap that happened, and then he had electrical powers. But in the electrical powers, there's so many different things that you could do, and you could upgrade them. And like during the game, and it was really cool. I really like the whole story itself. The story is great, and I'm really excited for Second Son to come out. I love the side quests and Festival of Blood. I know those are little things, but it's alright. And there's always something to do in the game. Like, the world was so big, and they had such a great map. It was always so memorable. And you always had something to do if you wanted to screw around or actually play the game. I mean, you had all kinds of limits. But there was one thing I hated about Infamous that didn't really happen in any other game, and that was you could not go in water. Like, as soon as you go in water, you die. And it makes sense, considering that a human has electrical powers. But, I mean, it sucks, you know what I mean? Like, you'd think there would have been electrical power where you could have, like, floated above the water, and that would have made it so much cooler. But whatever, the game was worth it, and it all made up for it, and that's why it's number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list is a game series called Saints Row. They have 4 out currently. I have every single one except for the first one because it was exclusive only to the Xbox 360. I have the second, third, and fourth one for the PlayStation 3. I've pretty much beat the third one, and I pretty much beat the fourth one. I actually did beat the fourth one. I never beat the second one. It was too hard for me. Don't even ask me how. Saints Row, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but for some reason, Saints Row is a little bit less realistic, if that makes sense. And it appeals to me more than Grand Theft Auto ever did. But the cheats were still awesome in Saints Row, and that's what I really like. And another thing I like better about Saints Row than Grand Theft Auto is that it's customizable. Like, I know you can customize your character in Grand Theft Auto, especially the new ones. But back then you never really could. But I like in Saints Row how you could customize like everything, even your voice. I like how you can customize your cars. I like in the fourth game where you have all these powers now. Yeah, it's kind of fake, obviously, but it's still fun. And in the third one there was a cheat. It was called Brains, and it was zombie mode basically for the third one, and it was awesome. And I like it the best when you have a shotgun, not upgraded or anything, and just like a few grenades. It's so much fun. Chaos. I like the upgrades and like how you could upgrade your car and your weapons. And another thing about the weapons is I love the weapons. They're so funny, especially the Penetrator, if you know what that is, and Murica, which is a DLC gun, but it was so awesome. And Saints Row, I was addicted to this game for like 2 years, maybe 3 years, and I love the game, and this is why it's number 6 on my list. Taking my number 5 spot is the Call of Duty franchise. The games above this, I have more of an effect to it, and I grew up with these games. But anyway, Call of Duty. See, this was the game that really got me into first-person shooters, and I was really bad at it. I wouldn't say I'm good now, but I will say I have become better, much better. The campaigns in Call of Duty are amazing, but I'm sure a lot of people don't play it just for that. You play it for the multiplayer, and some for the zombies, and there's nothing wrong with that. The graphics are really good. I love the prestiging system. If you know what prestige is, it's when depending on the game, there's a high like level limit, and you can start it all over again by prestiging. For example, in Call of Duty, prestige level 1 is level 1 to 60, then you prestige to level 1, and then you start over. I know it sounds like a lot, but it makes you look good. Anyways, I really like the zombie mode on Black Ops in World at War. It's a really good mode, and I wouldn't say it's overrated, but I know a lot of people play Call of Duty just for that, and I don't have a problem with it. I really like it. On Call of Duty Ghosts, the new one, there's this mode called Extinction, which is aliens. I know a lot of people say it's crap, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, no, it's not as good as zombies. It's got the same effect. Like, if you got your friends with you on like your Xbox Live party or your PlayStation party or whatever you want to call it, then obviously it's going to be more fun. But I don't think Extinction deserves the crap that it gets. It's a really good mode, but I prefer zombies. I don't know, there's not really much I can say about Call of Duty, except that I love the game, I love the guns, I love how you can customize your guns. I mean, no, you can't customize it that much, but I'd say enough. I really like Call of Duty, especially the maps. I'll always remember this game, and this is why it's number 5 on my list. Taking my number 4 spot is a series called Borderlands. They have 2 out right now, and they're going to make one called Tales of Borderlands, made by Telltale Games. It's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, the story about how I got this game was I was with my friend Adam. Well, he was supposed to be coming over one weekend, and I was sitting here thinking, well, I want to buy a co-op game so that we could play. And I saw Borderlands, and it looked appealing. And then I didn't realize that it was going to be probably the best game of all time. I really liked it on local and played probably about half the game. I really love the guns, and they're not joking when they say there's so many guns. I love the style of what it looks like and how the combat is and all that. The bosses are hilarious, and I just love the whole humor in the entire game. I say the best part about Borderlands, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me with, is Claptrap. He's a little robot that's in the game, and he's just hilarious. I find him really funny. I find the whole game a masterpiece. And like I said, I love the style of it. Like how you can buy more ammo and the upgrades and all of that and the health, and it's so much fun. And I really like how there's like no game over. Like if both of you guys die, if you're playing on co-op, you both spawn again. I mean, it's so cool and it's so much fun. The DLC is hilarious. Well, not necessarily hilarious, but it's fun and it's so much of an adventure and it's totally worth it. I have both of them, and I love them. It's so much fun, and I'm waiting for a third one, if a third one would come out. And that's why it's number 4 on my list. It would be higher, but you know what? It's not. Number 3 on my list is kind of a no-brainer if you know me well. It's Super Smash Brothers. I really like the bosses in the game. Like, for example, Master Hand, Crazy Hand, Taboo. Of course, that was Brawl, but I really like the style. There's 4 players. It was chaotic. I love how you can pause the game and take pictures. I love how you can mix all the Nintendo characters into one game and have them all fight, especially the characters themselves. Like, I wasn't expecting like Toon Link and Ganondorf and King Dedede and Falco and Luigi and all that cool stuff. It was so cool. I mean, I swear to God, I played this game for at least 3 to 4 years in a row. Like, this was my favorite game for so long. I love the stages. Like, you can fight freaking Link and Ganondorf on the freaking Cornea from Star Fox. That's awesome. I never ever got bored with this game, and I love this game. Probably, I could if I started playing this, I wouldn't stop playing. Like, I would play this game forever. It was so much fun. Believe it or not, there are 2 game franchises better than this. But you know what? This game deserves to be number 3 for me. I grew up with this. I will still play it. I love this game so much. This is why it's number 3. Number 2 is a game I haven't played in a while, and it's Pokemon. I grew up with this for the past 5 to 6 years, and I'm not over-exaggerating that. I pretty much knew everything there is to know about it until Black and White came out. I played this game constantly. This is the only RPG-style game that I like. I love the maps and the regions and just the variety of Pokemons. And you really needed to have a strategy in your mind to be good at this. I think the favorite part about Pokemon that I liked the most was the gym leaders, the Elite Four, and the trading. I loved trading so much. I never used the nickname system. I always tried to rename them how they were. I think my last challenge that I had before I stopped playing was trying to get every single legendary from the 1st generation to the 4th generation, and believe it or not, I was so close to succeeding. I think I was missing like 3. I don't remember what they were, but I'll tell you what, I played this game forever without the action replay. Yes, I played it after I beat every game. First Pokemon game I ever beat was Platinum, then it was Ruby, and I love Pokemon so much. I played this for so many years. There's really nothing I can say bad about this game. I love the style, everything about it I love. It may be kiddish, but if you gave me one of the games and I got into it for a day, I would be into it for the rest of the week. That's how I am with Pokemon, and I love it so much. I used to have every single one memorized, every single evolution memorized. Everything about Pokemon I knew for a long time. I stopped playing it, but I still love the game. This is definitely number 2. It definitely impacted who I am today, and if you know me well, you should know that. This is why it's number 2. If you know me well enough, you should have known if I was going to make a video game series, this was going to be number 1. There's no questioning. It may not take my number 1 favorite game spot, but it is top 10. Anyways, I love the whole franchise as a whole. I love everything about this game. First of all, the story is a masterpiece. Every game, it may be out of order as in the timeline-wise, but the game itself makes up for it completely. The fighting combat on the console was perfect. I found it so good, and I have no complaints about it. The challenge on the portables it's again really challenging. It may not be my favorite Legend of Zelda games, but I love them and I beat most of them. I love the bosses and all the console ones. I mean, yeah, they had some good ones on the portable, but I personally prefer the console Legend of Zelda games. And the temples and the bosses and the weapons are the best for me. The story is what really made this number 1, and I have no problems with this game. Yeah, there are some things, just a tiny bit of things, that I would like to change, but there really isn't anything. And I really love this whole game series as a whole. I took so many hours of my day playing this game, beating this game, having fun with this game. As I was growing up, I would play this game non-stop. I love this game ever since I had my GameCube. Yes, I love the GameCube. And it's so awesome, and this is why it is number 1. But I hope you enjoyed my list. I hope you guys remember this is all in my opinion. I'm gonna make another top 10. I don't know when. It's a lot of work to make one of these. And thank you for watching, like and subscribe. But I really hope you guys respect my opinion. I respect yours. I'm sorry if you didn't see a game on here that you would have put, but it's just my opinion. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed. And I want to thank my editor, Jacob, my work partner, I should say, for doing pretty much all of the work on this. And I really appreciate everything he's been doing, and I hope to make up for it. We're going to be making a company. We're not going to announce the name yet, just for purposes. We have our reasons. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll make another one later. Bye.